Hey, welcome to Module 5. This one's all about flipping, how to spot the right projects, run the numbers, and turn those deals into consistent profit without burning your life down doing it. First thing, not every property is meant to be a flip. Some are built for rentals, others for flipping. Right now, you want your investors buying assets that make economic sense. Banks are picky. They want to see cash flow or objective value. Big, empty, boarded up projects, those are harder to finance these days. So be smart about the deals you chase. If there's one line you walk away with today, it's this: master property analysis and you'll master profit. Nothing magic, just discipline and good math. Let me give you the most important term first: ARV, after repair value. Write it down, memorize it. ARV is the market value a property will have after the work is done, relative to the neighborhood. Here's a simple rule I use for flipping. Don't have more than 70% of the neighborhood value tied up in your purchase plus rehab. In other words, if the neighborhood average is $200,000, the most your investor should ever have tied up is $140,000. That leaves roughly a 30% cushion for profit, holding costs, commissions, and closing. You can do bigger margins, great, but don't get in the habit of going below that 30% cushion. Stay at or above it. 30, 40, 50% margins happen when you're disciplined. When you stray, you risk losing money. All right, now the practical part. Next is the exact 12-step process I use with investors. Say it, teach it, follow it. It's repeatable, it's high percentage, and it preserves your time. 1. Have an initial phone call to clarify investment goals. Make sure the investor has cash or credit ready. If they can't prove it, don't move forward. 2. Have them email their name, phone, and email to support@rewgw.com so you have it documented. 3. Set up clear search criteria in the MLS, areas, price range, property types, unit counts. 4. Send them the full MLS feed. The first delivery often includes hundreds of listings. Let them review. 5. They filter that feed down to about 30 properties by checking list price versus local market value and review photos, lot, and room sizes. Have them use the county site for extra data. 6. These 30 become the drive-by list. The investor does drive-bys and narrows the list to 10-15. 7. They email you the MLS numbers, comma separated. You review their homework and help cut the list to about 7. 8. Schedule appointments to go see the properties in person. 9. After showings, pick 4+ properties to fill out the MAO, maximum allowable offer, and cost rehab sheets. 10. Review the MAOs together. Help them decide which to offer on. 11. Have them prepare the offer to purchase, provide a photocopy of the earnest money check, and proof of funds. 12. Submit the offer or offers. That is the system. It's simple, repeatable, and it protects your time while teaching investors to do the heavy lifting. Now, let's unpack some of those steps and the thinking behind them. When your investor starts, they might have 300 listings in their inbox. That's fine. Their job is to narrow it down to 30 by comparing list price to market value. If the list is below market, keep it. If not, trash it. List price alone is meaningless. The only thing that matters is how that price stacks up to comparable neighborhood value. After that, they'll look at photos, lot size, and other basic facts. This process narrows the list further. Still all done on the desktop. No driving around yet. High percentage shots first. We're not wasting gas on duds. When they're down to 10-15, they do the drive-bys themselves. Important, they send you MLS numbers, not half addresses or sticky notes. That saves hours of guessing on your end. You then step in and trim their 10-15 to about 6. 6 is the magic number. Humans don't process more than that well when it comes to investment comparisons. If you can't cut any, create list A, top prospects, and list B, backups. Then schedule showings. A quick word about scheduling. I used to run investor showings on a rigid cadence, 4 afternoons a week and a half day on Saturday. I worked with 4 active clients at a time, others waited, so I could give focused time without burning my personal life. You should set boundaries like that too. Tell clients first come, first served for slots, control the calendar, you're the driver of the bus. At the properties, investors do the physical analysis. You're not the inspector. But if you see something obviously wrong, point it out and recommend an inspection. Give them inspection and rehab forms to fill out. Interior, exterior, systems, appliances, HVAC, plumbing, etc. The rehab sheet is what produces the repair number you need. Now let's talk numbers. MAO, Maximum Allowable Offer. This is non-negotiable. If you cross MAO, you're eating margin. The formula I use: MAO is ARV minus 30% profit and overhead minus rehab costs. Example: ARV 200K minus 30% equals 140K minus rehab 30K equals 110K MAO. That's your ceiling. You might start lower depending on market conditions. In a hot market, you can be a bit more aggressive. When your investor completes the MAO sheets, have them back to you the same night. You review together and categorize the final picks. 1 tar 4 to offer on, the rest shelved. Create an expectation that an offer will be made. That urgency is what gets deals done. If your client picks 2 or 3 great opportunities but will only buy one, tell them straight: if you don't take the others, I'll present them to other investors. That leverages your time into multiple potential sales. A neat psychological trick I used: after showings, stop at a coffee shop or put the pages on the tailgate of your truck, spread the notes out, and get them to choose right there. It creates immediacy and keeps momentum. It also explains why I had such a high offer acceptance rate. My workflow was designed to convert. Real quick, a textbook example from my files. I bought a house in a $75,000 neighborhood for $25,000. Rehab estimate, about $28,119, but I trimmed it to $25,000, bought at $25,000, plus rehab $25,000 equals $50,000 total. Sold for $75,000, that's a $25,000 profit, a 33% margin. I started my offer at $20,000 and landed it at $25,000. That's how MAO and discipline work in the real world. A few final do's and don'ts you must repeat to your investors. Do not work with anyone who can't prove cash or credit, no exceptions. Do require MLS numbers in comma-separated form, saves time. Do require MAO and rehab sheets returned the same evening. Keep momentum. Don't let them expect you to do all the homework for them. They'll waste your time and your bandwidth. Do leverage extra deals. If a client passes, remarket that property to your other buyers. All right, that wraps up Module 5. Follow this process and you'll flip smarter, not harder. Your investors will do the heavy lifting, you'll guide the decisions, and you'll build a scalable income stream without working all night. If you want help putting this exact system in place for your market, walkthroughs, templates, or coaching on MAO and rehab sheets, schedule a one-on-one call with me using the link in the description or comments. I'll help tailor the process to your area and get you running. That's it for this module. See you in the next one.